1 second, two separate groups were traveling through a narrow forest highway, and the next, their vehicles stalled at the same time as if the jungle itself had reached out and switched them off. Group A consisted of 4 friends: Adam, Leo, Marcus, and Ryan, urban explorers chasing adrenaline, filming abandoned places for online content. Group B was different. Sarah, Noah, Ethan, and Miller, research students, documenting rare plants deep in untouched forests. They didn't know each other, but Fator, something darker, had brought them to the same cursed place. The forest around them was unnaturally silent. No birds, no insects. Even the wind felt afraid to move. They met near the broken road, suspicious at first, tenderly ebbed. 2 dead vehicles. No signal, no GPS. The sun was already sinking, and the jungle looked endless, thick with twisted trees and shadows that seemed to move when no one was looking. They decided to stick together. That was their first mistake. As they walked deeper, the jungle changed. Trees grew closer, roots rose from the ground like bones, and the air became heavy, almost wet. Every step felt watched. Ryan swore he heard whispers behind them, soft, breathy voices calling his name. Everyone laughed it off, nervous jokes. Denial. Then they found the camp, an old campsite, half swallowed by vines, torn tents, rusted cooking tools, and marks on the tree's deep claw-like scratches, far too high for any animal they knew. Mila noticed something worse. Symbols carved into the bark, not random, intentional. As night fell, fear settled in. They built a fire. The light pushed back to darkness, but not completely. Beyond the fire's edge, the jungle stayed black thick, alive. Adam's camera battery drained in minutes, even though it was fully charged. Phones died one by one. That's when they heard footsteps. Slow, heavy, circling them. No animal showed itself. Just movement, shadows, sliding between trees, breathing that didn't sound human. Leo stood up, holding a torch, shouting into the dark. The footsteps stopped instantly, as if whatever it was had frozen. Then Sarah screamed. Behind her, carved into a tree they had passed earlier, were fresh words. Don't follow the path. Fresh, wet, still bleeding, sap. Panic exploded. People brigade. Some wanted to stay till morning. Others wanted to run. In the chows, the fire suddenly went out. Complete darkness. And then someone laughed. A low, broken laugh. Not from any of them. When the fire was relit seconds later, Noah was gone. No screams. No struggle. Just his backpack lying near the trees, slowly rocking, as if something had just dropped it. Taysiar shit, shouting his name. But the jungle swallowed their voices. Every direction looked the same. Paths twisted back into themselves. The compass spun wildly. Then they heard Noah's voice, calling for help. From deep inside the forest, Sarah ran toward it. Ethan tried to stop her, but Adam grabbed his arm and whispered, "That's not him." The voice kept calling. Perfect. Too perfect. Sarah Frost. The voice suddenly changed, stretching, cracking, turning into a scream that echoed through the trees until it became something else. Something angry. That night, no one slept, and when dawn finally came, the jungle revealed something horrifying. They were no longer 8. They were 7, and the path behind them had vanished. Imagine this. You're on the ultimate adventure trip with your best friends, deep in the Amazon, miles from civilization. Just you, your crew, and the untamed wilderness. The plan was simple. A week of hiking, camping, and disconnecting from the world. But on day 3, something goes terribly wrong. A wrong turn, a faulty compass, and suddenly, the familiar trail vanishes. Jore. Lost. At first, it's just an inconvenience. You're experienced hikers. You have supplies. But as hours turn into a day, a strange feeling creeps in. The jungle doesn't just feel vast and indifferent anymore. It feels watchful. The rustling in the undergrowth isn't just a monkey. The shadows seem to twist and stretch when you're not looking directly at them. The air, once filled with the sounds of life, now holds a heavy, expectant silence. That night, huddled around a weak fire, the real terror begins. Shapes move at the edge of the light, too large and too fast to be any known animal. Whispers seem to drift on the wind, sounding eerily like your own voices, calling from the darkness. One of your friends, Jake, swears he saw the trees themselves moving, their branches reaching out like skeletal fingers. You try to dismiss it as exhaustion and fear playing tricks on your mind. But then Maya disappears. No scream, no struggle. One moment she's there, and the next, she's gone. All that's left are drag marks leading into the pitch-black jungle. Marks that vanish after 10 feet, as if she were simply lifted into the air. Panic sets in. This isn't just being lost. You're being hunted. The jungle's alive, and it's intelligent. It learns your fears. It separates you. It uses the very environment as its weapon. Vines snake out to trip you. Flowers release disorienting pollen, and the path ahead seems to shift and rearrange itself, leading you in circles, deeper into its heart. The group starts to fracture. Accusations fly. Paranoia becomes as dangerous as the unseen predator stalking you. Is that a bird call? Or is the jungle mimicking a sound to lure you away? Is your friend really your friend? Or is the forest wearing their face? You realize survival isn't about finding your way out anymore. It's about outsmarting an entity that is the maze itself. It's a primal battle of wits against an ancient, hungry consciousness. The fear is a physical thing now. A constant pressure in your chest, but you also feel something else rising. A fierce, desperate will to live. You have to fight back. You have to use the jungle's own weapons against it. What would you do in this situation? How do you fight an enemy that is everywhere and nowhere at once? This is the terrifying premise of a story that will make you question your every step the next time you're in the woods. It explores the idea that nature isn't always neutral, and sometimes it holds a deep, ancient hunger. What if the food chain wasn't what you thought it was? What if, in the deepest parts of the world, humanity is still prey? This story idea has been living in my head rent-free, and I had to share it with you all. What do you think would happen next? Who would survive? Let me know your theories and your biggest fears in the comments below. If you love diving into terrifying concepts and what-if scenarios like this one, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you do miss our next deep dive into the darkness. Thanks for watching, and try not to think about what's lurking just outside your window tonight.